All right, welcome back. A little bit of technical difficulty, but the show must go on. Today, we're going to be talking about how to write government proposals with AI, specifically how to transform your proposal writing process. And the surprise that I'm going to show you here today is that, we've been using a lot of prompts in the past. Today, I'm going to show you how you can actually write the proposals, break down the contracts without having to go back and forth with prompts. I created a chat bot, and the chat bot is built from the knowledge base of everything that I've been talking about in terms of using AI to break down government contracts and write proposals. So, just in case you don't know, my name is Godwin. I'm the founder of the AI Gov Con, and we help SMBs to bid on government contracts efficiently using AI tools. And today we're going to be covering the simplest method that you could use to actually write proposals. Now, the issue that we face with time, most people that I interact with either have a full-time job, have a family that they have to take care of full-time. So allocating extra time to writing proposals or reading 30-page solicitations comes to be out of the question. And then when it comes down to extracting key details, it's very difficult. I was actually working with someone who won a government contract and finding subcontractors. There was a piece of detail that they missed out on, and it had to do with bonding. And she was unable to get the bond, and they had to find a way to cancel the contract and perhaps give it to someone else. And it was a very big headache just because of that small detail. Tracked a lot of these details just through careful reading. You would be able to see what those details are, and not just reading the result of the prompt, but also going back into the document to skim. Now, the other thing is finding subcontractors. This comes down to good negotiation and also creating a list of sub. One of the issues I find is that many people say, "Oh, well, I only have this guy that I'm talking to. He seems to be the only one that's able to do it." Well, I'm going to show you some techniques that would allow you to create a list of prospective subcontractors that you can begin to engage. And then when it comes down to putting all this information together, writing the proposal itself with the information from your sub and the information from your research, uh, traditional methods are very printing out the solicitation document and highlighting every important piece of it. And I was talking to somebody, and at the back of his office on his wall, he had some papers on a clipboard. It was a solicitation that he had laid out so he can remember the important. Sustainability becomes unachievable because of the stress that you go through in order to just get one thing right. So on the other hand, though, there's also the AI proposal writing aspect where AI can actually streamline and optimize the entire process. It can help you what direction you want to take your proposal. It also helps you to extract information, key information very quickly. And the key word in that sentence is quickly. We're trying to get the repetitive tasks to be done very quickly so we have enough energy to focus on the tasks that actually move the needle. So if you're spending so much time reading a government solicitation only to decide that you're not going to go through it, well, what if we could change that scenario? What if we could throw in the prompt? You can make a decision very quickly on whether to move forward or whether to step back. Time is one of the things that we're saving here, but this is not one of those situations where I'm just showing you how to save time and get haphazard work done. It's about saving time but still doing quality work. The last thing is when you use AI, you can write compelling proposals efficiently. Now, this is not one of those just write anything and submit. It's actually we're going to increase our level of submissions, but those submissions are still going to maintain a level of quality. That's the goal here. So AI benefits for proposal writing, tracking and managing sources sought. So guys, we have a sources sought event coming up this month for anybody. Some of the things that we're going to cover is one, managing and tracking opportunities. This is really important. It's one thing to be able to submit bids, but you need to be able to track the process. How many am I submitting a week? Where is the place where I keep the information or the documentation of managing is very important. Breaking down the contract, of course, you want to be able to do it quickly. You want to be able to get the information that you need as quickly as possible. Discovering subcontractors, using the search feature or ChatGPT search or Boolean strings. See, what I want to do here is I'm just going to give you a bit of some stories very quickly before we go into what I want to show you. This is Kingsley. Kingsley, the first time Kingsley spoke to me, he said, I've been working on how to write these proposals. I would usually type up it's a decent proposal. And he would do it again and he would show it to her. She's like, yeah, you improved a little bit. It's a decent proposal. He watched the channel. He used ChatGPT to write a proposal. He showed it to his wife and she was like, wait, what happened? This is, you changed. It was so good. She was so surprised. And then he started submitting after about 45 minutes of putting the bid package together. And then we have Emmanuel. He didn't quite win a contract, but when I initially spoke to Emmanuel, he didn't actually believe that he'll be able to put together a proposal. He had seen some samples of proposals before, but he thought that, this is a lot of typing. This is a lot of grammar. I don't think I'll be able to do this. And after he went through the system, he was able to put together. Now, if you've gone through the content, you've gone through the material, I usually use prompts. But what I've done is I've taken all the information from the inner circle, taken some of the feedback from people who have used the system and modified it, plus information from the ebook to create this chatbot. It breaks down government contracts as well as writing the proposal following a few systems. The system is simple. The first thing it does, it breaks down the government solicitation. You could tell it, I want extra details with the scope of work. I want extra details with the submission requirement. It will give you all of that. But then after it has done that, it will say, hey, listen, we've gotten the details. I'm ready to start writing the proposal. Would you like me to put together a draft? It's going to put together a table of content. It's going to ask you a few screening questions, and the screening questions will help you with the proposal. And then it's going to start writing the proposal part by part with your feedback. So I'm going to make it really simple here. I'm going to run a quick demo on this, and you're going to see how it works. I have a very simple solicitation. So it's one document. The way you're going to start doing this is once you have access to the AI GovCon proposal builder, it's available in the inner circle for anyone who's a member of the inner circle. The first thing you're going to want to say is break this down. You don't need to use any fancy prompts. You're going to see what makes this different from the regular ChatGPT. You're going to see it right now. With just this one sentence, break this down. What we are seeing is that it's going to give us a great solicitation summary. That's the first thing. The solicitation summary comes out. We have the title and number. We have the issuing agency, the purpose, the scope of work set aside, everything laid out. But it doesn't only give us the solicitation summary. It goes ahead to give us the statement of work summary. So we have services required, deliverables, compliance requirements, key submission instruction. Remember, this is just one sentence. Break this down. Submission instruction. Well, these are the required documents. Standard form 1449, price proposal, past performance, technical approach, compliance certifications. Okay. And formats, electronic. We have a deadline here. And likely based on pricing, technical ability, past performance, and compliance with requirements. This was one prompt. And if you notice something different, it said, would you like me to draft a proposal based on these details? If so, I need the following. Your company website, are you subcontracting? Do you want your subcontractor's name to be referred to as team? So let's see what's going on here. Title, again, I said when you break it down, it gives you solicitation summary, SOW summary, submission instructions with just that one prompt. And it will always ask you the follow-up. It will say, hey, listen, is this detail enough for you? Let's say the detail is not, because at first it always gives you a summary. The detail is not enough. Let's do something different. Let's get full details on the statement of work or the scope of work. I would like all the details on the scope of work. I'd like all the details on the scope of work. And what it does here is that because this chatbot is trained, number one, with the knowledge base of the AI GovCon, and it's only focused on the task and the solicitation that it's working on, it gives you a much better output. Much better. So what we have here, okay, so we have a back. It goes to the scope of work. Let me increase this fonts again so you can see. And it just keeps going. You can see there's a big difference between this scope of work and the scope of work that it gave us right here. This was a summary. It says so over here. You do not want to say, like, it's going to ask you, would you like me to draft a proposal or are you good with these details? You always want to inquire more information about the submission instructions. Give me more details about submission. List the most pertinent things I need to know. Let's try this. The more questions you ask about the solicitation, the more information you're able to get within this one chat. And the more you keep chatting, the more context you're able to draw, allowing you to write a better proposal. So let's see. We want to talk about the submission, deadline and contract information platform. So this is actually invoicing platform. Contracting officer, we have their name, we have their phone number. required proposal components. It gives you everything. It listed out very clearly. You also want to go back into the document and just skim through, double check. But you will be doing that with a lot of information on what is already in the document. Okay, so the government will award the contract based on the lowest price technically acceptable. Fantastic. Fact, to have very detailed information. So would you like assistance in structuring your proposal based on these requirements? I'll say yes. I would like your help. Please structure the proposal using the evaluation criteria. So I usually start using the evaluation criteria to write your proposal. Oh yeah, so ChatGPT is going to do this. Before it even goes into any of that, it's going to get these screening questions out of the way because this is important. Remember, I haven't told ChatGPT the name of my company or anything like that. This is how I like to. What's the name of your company? ABC Ltd. Do I have a URL? I'll just say no. Are we subcontracting? Yes. So the type of companies that would do this type of work, I believe this is what? This is more of a okay, paper shredding. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a random paper shredding company to add their URL for the sake of this example. So let's see, paper shredding, secure shredding. Okay. Well, let's go onto their website and take their URL. I'm going to use this URL for the sake of the example. Excuse me. Okay. Are you subcontracting? Yes. And I'm going to put the URL of the company that I'm subcontracting with. And if yes, would you like to name the subcontractor or refer to them as team? I would like to refer to them as team. So ChatGPT likes to, or rather, this particular AI GovCon proposal breaker or the proposal writing starts. So I've given you the information, and now the table of contents based on the evaluation criteria and submission requirements. The proposal will be structured as follows. And check this out. I'm excited right now. You might not be able to tell, but the reason I'm excited is because ChatGPT would typically give you a table of contents with 11 items that are completely and utterly unnecessary for the proposal. But one thing that happens is that when you align your, it's just a far more custom table of content. So ability to meet performance schedule, price proposal, technical executive summary. You do not really need more than that. And now it says, is this table of content good to proceed? Once confirmed, I will start drafting the executive summary. All I have to say is yes. And now it begins the executive summary process. I don't have to go in or go back and forth to gather the prompts because the prompts have already been added. And I'm glad it's happening. What ChatGPT is doing right now is that it's writing the entire proposal at once, even though I have trained this particular model to do it part by part. It will happen once in a while, but because you know the system, you're able to correct it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. As you can see, it's putting the entire proposal together, but it's putting together a pricing sheet that you can begin to manipulate and add numbers for yourself. But I'm going to stop it in its tracks right now, and I'm going to let it know. I would like the proposal to be written section by section. That's all I have to say. Let's see if it complies. Okay. So we have an executive summary here. So ABC Ltd is pleased to submit this proposal in response to solicitation. And there's a solicitation number issued by the Northern Navaj Medical Center for on-site paper shredding services. With extensive experience in document destruction and secure information disposal, ABCL clients and secure shredding solutions that meets all regulations and contractual requirements. So as you can see, the language as well, it's not flowery, it's not redundant. This is because it has been trained to speak like this. It has been trained to use bluff method. It has been trained to use active voice. It has been trained to reduce jargon. It has been trained to explain technical language first before using the language. So all these are embedded into this to have such a simple outlay of what that executive summary looks like. It says, so to ensure compliance with HIPAA and other federal privacy regulations, ABC Ltd has partnered with a specialized subcontractor team, an industry leader in secure document destruction services. This collaboration guarantees the highest level of confidentiality, reliability, and operational efficiency for NNMC. Our proposal highlights proven method, specialized service schedule, competitive pricing. Very simple, straight to the point, bullet points. We don't have to tell too many stories in the executive summary. This is who we are. We have a team. This is what our proposal is going to highlight, and then we continue on as such. So, as you can see, ChatGPT is going to ask me the next question. I will proceed to technical capability section. Let me know if it needs any modification. I would also admonish you to look through your executive summary and ask yourself, am I happy with this? Is this something that I could submit? Does it speak to me, to my company, to what I want to deliver? If not, you can change it. You can say, I'm not ready to move forward yet. I would like the executive summary to be more detailed. I would like the executive summary to highlight my certification. These are some things that you can do, but I'm going to pretend like I'm extremely happy with this. How would I move on? Okay, technical. I'm going to say yes. You can go ahead and write the technical. Word of advice here, though. Let's say you're putting this together and you spoke to a subcontractor, and the subcontractor told you, well, with this particular shredding service, we have this new machine. The machine is called the BYD machine. It's new to this industry. It helps to you can actually add that to the technical capability. And I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to say we have a device called the Shredder 123, for example, 1234. It's the best in the market and eco-friendly. For example, this is the information you got from a subcontractor. You can add it to the technical. So I've updated the technical section to include Shredder 1234 as a key component of ABC Ltd's solution. So again, this is not just throwing a bunch of prompts into AI responses. What we're doing here is that we are building a custom proposal for this particular solicitation. So let's see how this is going. Oh, yes, I can. So let's look at this technical just a little bit more. ABC Ltd, in partnership with the team, offers a comprehensive on-site shredding service designed to meet the North Navoj Medical Center security compliance and operational requirements. Our operation ensures HIPAA compliance, secure destruction of sensitive information, and adherence to the established shredding schedule. Shredding process and methodology. It goes on to explain the shredding process and methodology using precise needs from the solicitation. For example, the team would provide 36 lockable 95-gallon security bins placed strategically across NNMC departments. That 36 lockable 95-gallon security bins didn't come from thin air. It was written, that was the need in the solicitation. So again, just to harp on this point, that what we're doing is we're actually creating a custom proposal for the solicitation and not some generic responses. Okay, so let's see. On-site destruction with the Shredder 1234. This is something that we just talked about. ABC Ltd utilizes the Shredder 1234, an industry-leading, eco-friendly shredding device that ensures maximum security and efficiency. So you can see it has been added, not add it to your proposal. But what this application is going to do is it's going to keep going. It says, is this updated technical capabilities section good to proceed? If approved, I would draft the past performance section next. I'm not going to go into past performance, okay? I'm sure you get the gist. This particular bot is going to keep prompting you until you get to the end of this proposal.